Hi everybody, we're here now talking about preparing a recorded lesson for your classes. When we talk about recorded lessons, it's important to prepare our checklist before we dive into this process. Make sure your tools are ready, make sure your equipment's ready. That's absolutely the first thing. We've got to make sure that everything's working properly. Get your lesson up and running, prepare your lesson. Deliver your lesson, edit your lesson, and export your video. These are the 5 basic things that we're going to be doing when we record our lessons. With our recorded lessons, there are essentially 2 options that I recommend. I know in a previous video I said Screencastify, and Screencastify allows 5 minutes of free recording time, whereas Screencast-O-Matic gives us 15 minutes of free time, which of course we're not going to be using all of that. After you do this, what I do is I upload my Screencast-O-Matics to YouTube, and it stays on YouTube for me. The other thing is to download it through your computer, and then you can upload it as an MP4 file. If you're using the record function on Google Meet, which is available to us, it will automatically be saved to your drive, the recorded lesson. As you prepare your lesson, remember that less is more. Keep the slides simple. If you're doing a PowerPoint presentation, for example, make sure you keep your presentation under 10 minutes. That's 600 seconds if you're counting. And try to keep it focused on one single learning item. And after you've done your lesson, I recommend attaching a formative assessment to that, a Google form, a quick review, 3 items, and done. If you want to add a 4th item, make it an open response question where students can give feedback on the recorded lesson. Give 3 basic elements from the lesson, focusing on the 1 item, and a 4th question that gives you a response from them. 4 points, and you've got a grade handy right there. When you're delivering the lesson, if you're going to pre-record it, or even if you're not going to pre-record it, rehearse your lesson at least once. Remember to look at the camera, not at yourself, if you're delivering a lecture, for example. If you're doing what I'm doing, it doesn't matter whether the camera is looking at you or not. Speak slowly, casually. An informal tone is best. If you are going live, where you're with your students and you're going to meet them, for example, for 10 minutes on a lesson, 5 minutes on a lesson, something like this, don't worry about mistakes that you make while speaking. If you are pre-recording, pause when you make a mistake, take a deep breath, and keep going. Don't worry about it. Just keep it moving. Remember, with recorded lessons, there's a lot of benefits to these. If you are going live and recording, well, then you have something that you and your students have both participated in. The students know they're being recorded. It's more likely that they'll behave themselves. It allows them to review and revisit and revise the lesson that you've given them. I think it makes for a good discussion that could take place the next lesson. You could start your next lesson with watching the video together with your students. Rewatching it together would maybe provide for a few laughs. It would also reinforce that point. And remember, you can post this, whether it's a YouTube video uploaded from Screencast-O-Matic or from your Google Drive. You also have the option of posting this to your Google Classroom, which is where you would also post your formative assessment in the shape of a Google form as well. So I look forward to hearing your feedback on how this goes with recorded lessons.